We are live right now, and everybody, welcome to Beyond the Gate Radio. This is our special show today, Friday, July 10th, 2015 edition of Beyond the Gate Radio. I'm your host, David Baker, and our other host is Sherelle Baker. Hello, Sherelle. How you doing this wonderful day?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this special show for our special family members.
That's right. They're with us again. Today we have frequent and repeat guests on our show. You all know they're the world-famous psychic twins, Terry and Linda Jameson. And I'm not going to tell you a lot about them because most of you already know. And if you hear the show later, go to psychictwins.com. That's psychictwins.com, their only real authentic website. These two extraordinary guests are here with us today because of two reasons. One, they said they'd see us in the future, and here we are in the future. Secondly, we're going to talk about their new amazing book, Die Too Young. They had a couple of other #1 bestsellers, and that's Separated at Earth and Psychic Intelligence. Those books went viral, have helped a lot of people. Now today we're going to talk about Die Too Young, and without further delay, I'm going to bring in Terry and Linda Jameson. Welcome to Beyond the Gate, ladies.
Hi guys.
Hi, David and Sherelle.
Welcome
we
to the
missed you
show.
guys.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
We miss you too.
We're all excited about the new book and everything.
Yeah, we're trancing with the stars, baby.
That's right.
You sure are, even the ones that most of us can't see. You know, I've done a lot of readings as a psychic medium, and I've done up to 4-hour readings, like with families, so I know spirit can hang out for a long time. I'm not a celebrity, so I don't do celebrity spirit, but you are. And, you know, all your channeling you've done over the years, your predictions and everything, and amazing readings you have done, all your years of experience with your really, truly extraordinary gift. And let me tell you, when I started reading your book, I didn't stop until it was done. I was really floored. It's a beautifully well-written book. So,
thank you, David.
So you mind if I ask you, well, first, you know, your second book, Psychic Intelligence, as I mentioned before, is a world #1 bestseller.
That's right, it was.
Tell us a little bit about your new book, Die Too Young, which is also a #1 bestseller on Amazon.com right now.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, we're thrilled about
this is the first time we've ever had two #1 bestsellers at the same time, because earlier this week they both went to #1 again. We've been going viral on Shane Dawson's show. He's a YouTube star. And we actually crashed SoundCloud because it was so popular. He has 6 million followers, you know, and it was just a really deep and amazing podcast. But this book is, we're doing our Die Too Young tour 2015. It's kind of a TV and radio tour, David and Sherelle. And this is a book where we spent, many, many years. We chose 11 celebrities that we literally interviewed for this book, Die Too Young, and they all passed under mysterious or tragic circumstances, kind of haunting circumstances. You know, it may have involved drugs or murder, and people. You know, we're fans too. We're fans of these celebrities. That's why we chose them. You know, we literally spent the last 4 to 5 decades of our life developing our art, our singing, our acting, our painting, our comedy, our psychic mediumship abilities, our prophecies. And so who better to channel as a conduit, who would be a better conduit than we are, because we made a living doing all the same work that these celebrities did. You know, Michael Jackson, Natalie Wood, Whitney Houston, Robin Williams.
And, interesting, right, Terry? Interesting, we actually did start this book back in the early 90s when the Nicole Brown Simpson and O.J. case was on trial, and we were channeling the spirit of Nicole Brown Simpson, and we channeled like 25, 30 pages from her about what really happened and who killed her and how, and what she felt about that. And so we were compelled to do that at that time, tried to get a book deal, almost did get a book deal, and it fell through. And so for a while we didn't do it anymore, and then in recent years we decided to look into if other people had done this kind of channeling, and deceased celebrities had, been contacted by psychic mediums in kind of a dialogue format, a question and answer format, like we were interviewing them, and we were really surprised. This is something no one really has ever done before to our knowledge, and it seemed timely that a book like this should come out now when so many of our beloved stars have passed tragically at a young age.
This is the exact right time for it to come out. And, from the book, I gathered that, some of them perhaps had lessons to learn or to teach somebody else, but some of them apparently had done what they needed to do to move on. But these people didn't have a 9-to-5 job. They were really talented,
geniuses.
Yeah, they certainly were. So who are some of the celebrities that you channeled for Died Too Young?
We felt very honored to be able to communicate and connect with these celebrities, and they were willing to talk with us. Michael Jackson, Robin Williams, Lady Diana, John Lennon, Whitney Houston, just to name a few, Robin Williams. I mean, there's so many in this book, and we really wanted to get to the heart of, what happened with their passing.
Ask them the hard questions, the big questions we all wonder about. And we were actually pretty surprised and delighted by some of their answers and some of their, intimate confessions, really. That's sort of what it was like. This wasn't an easy book, you guys. It was a labor of love, because when we invite spirit world to come in and blend with our spirits in order to do this channeling work and writing, it's a real process. Let me tell you, we go into a conscious trance. You do a lot of meditation. There's so many technical glitches. I mean, just trying to transfer it to computer. We worked with a special program to do that. We had crazy electrical things going wrong, and I mean, you'll read in the book a little bit about the things that happened during these channeling sessions.
We would type up the whole interview, and it would just disappear from the screen.
Absolutely disappear.
And then we would have to start over. I mean, it was insane.
It was an arduous process, but a labor of love, and I think the result is, you'll see, it sort of resonates like a bell. Because we were so pleased with the result. It was so pure. It was like, they gave us these diamonds, and we were, just the conduit, and we were the messengers. So I think you'll find it very entertaining and uplifting. We've gotten about 55-star reviews already in just 6 weeks that it's been on Amazon, and I think it really feels like our most popular book so far.
Yeah, I feel it's picking up really quickly. I've never seen so many 5-star reviews so quickly for a book that was recently released, and it's amazing because it's within reach of most people. And I know you went through a lot of trouble to get this information. From what you just told us, apparently you had a lot of bouncing cat moments, but that's another story.
We had to raise our vibration.
You sure did.
Really elevate our vibration, and the spirit lowers theirs in order to blend with ours here on this earth plane, where it's a lower, slower, more dense vibration. And so it's finer vibration that they're in this world, which is the astral plane, the Summerland, the dimension where all spirits go. But I think that because of the level of talent and renown and superstardom, legendary status that these celebrities had in their lives, their physical lives here, it was really especially powerful. It wasn't like we were just talking to somebody's uncle or, a friend. Not that that isn't important, but this was just somehow in another stratosphere of channeling for us. That's our personal experience. And so it was very exciting, and the energy was very intense.
Yeah, often we would finish in tears, or we'd be crying during the interview. That's how emotional it was. And we just felt like there was a lot at stake.
We'd take on a lot of pain. Terry would feel like a lot of pain in the side of her head when she was channeling Natalie Wood, for example. And it came to be known that she was hit in the head. You know, there was more than just a drowning problem. She had actually been abused and battered. And so Terry was feeling that when she was channeling Natalie.
Yes.
Yes, I was. When I read that, I said, I thought something like that happened, but I wasn't sure when I read the story there of what she said to you through the channeling session. And I said, yep, that's what I suspected as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to have your validation. You know,
yes.
They say the only thing more shocking than the truth are the lies people tell to cover it up, and that's kind of what was amazing to us. Yeah.
Well, I'm
the lies
to validate that, and that is I've been a professional psychic medium for a long time now.
Yes, you have.
And I've channeled some, you know, high-profile people as well. And we met Whitney Houston's song. He wrote a lot of songs for her, and he was her friend, Michael Narada, at a fancy restaurant here with his girlfriend. And she has a twin sister. We met them both. We did readings for them here. And Whitney Houston did come through briefly, you know what I mean? But nothing like what you got in the book there, because you must have spent over an hour or more with these celebrities. The information is so detailed, but you know what I'm trying to say is, if I can get certain readings over the years from these people over a prolonged period of time, get information I didn't know, and these people said, yes, nobody knows about it but me, the rest of the family didn't, you know what I mean? So I don't have to have proof. I know, you know, it is real. It exists. People just have to open their minds. That's all there is to it. You can't see radio waves, yet they exist.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Can't see electricity, can't see gravity, but it exists.
And it's an energy that is needed in the world now, and that's why it's important. It's a matter of survival in a lot of cases. Psychic intelligence.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That book, Psychic Intelligence, was amazing. I mean, I read it myself, and I reread some parts, and I said, I need this as a reminder. Plus, I found some new information, because nobody knows everything in there from your book that helped me, too, which I was excited about, and I had to pass it on to some other people. So you've done a lot for the world. You've done so much, you know, and you've been on radio and TV and documentaries, and you've just been all over the place, even in Saturday Night Live. You know,
yes.
You guys are stars, you're models, you're artists. You have so many talents. You deserve
Thank you.
Have good things coming back for all you do. People don't realize behind the scenes the challenges that you face, but you still come out there to help people, and you're not asking for anything back when you write your newsletters and give helpful information to people.
Everything for free.
Everything for free.
Thank you very much. That is extremely validating.
That is. You've always been a tremendous support, both of you.
And you know what we went through behind the scenes, too. And I know you went through it, too. So persecution, you can appreciate
censorship and the
homelessness and all kinds of things, yes.
Yeah, it's a testing, isn't it? It's a real testing.
It is.
That we had to all go through. But I think, you know, you really reap the harvest if you don't give up going through these harsh tests, don't you feel? This is our preparation, and this is our testing. And I think if you never give up serving and the faithfulness that it takes, years of serving behind the scenes and helping people, it really does pay off eventually.
It really does. No, that's my credo, is never give up.
Yeah,
where it brought me. And a lot of people, we've talked with some people lately, and they couldn't understand why certain nefarious or bad things happened to them in their life. And then when they came through it, they said, oh, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't appreciate it or realize this or that or the blessings that I have. So bad things happen for a reason, because if we don't have that happen to us, we could never learn, and we'd be complacent and really not eventually enjoy life and start being complainers instead. So bad things happen for a reason, and the fact that you made it through a lot of hardships is amazing, and you're here now. Now, you are the most...
it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. You are...
Yeah, we say that.
Well, miracles are real because you're here.
They are.
We're proof. We're living proof that you could survive almost anything, because we have, and come out the other side. It's really so difficult when you're in it. But looking back, 20/20 hindsight, how much you appreciate what you went through and the value of it and the meaning of it, and how it develops your tolerance and patience and compassion for others. I think that's the reason we go through all these things, these difficulties.
Absolutely.
Well, one thing speaks truth for yourself. I saw on YouTube some of your TV shows that you've been on have millions of hits, and since I'm in radio, the shows that you've been on, mine and others, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hits.
Yes.
It just so that wouldn't happen if people didn't believe in you and like you and want to hear more and more and more. So we thank you for that too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, we're shocked. We're pinching ourselves. I think one Tyra segment that we did 2 Tyra shows, and just one 10-minute segment got 3 million views. And we're like, what?
Like 5 years.
I think Tyra was sort of shocked at that. But, we were just absolutely gobsmacked by some of the the numbers, and the show we did with you guys just this January has over 100,000 hits as of yesterday, right?
Right.
David?
That's what he mentioned.
Yes, 2 days ago. It has more now.
You pack a wallop too.
Actually, I think it's more like 250,000 because other people shared it and got 100,000 on theirs as well. So it's more like 250,000 on that one show you guys did with us.
Well, it's not us, it's you. So all the credit goes to where.
Oh, we couldn't have done it without you.
Well, thank you.
Without you.
Definitely, Spirit.
You are the most documented psychic mediums in history, and I want to know, what are some of the biggest predictions that you both made this year that have happened?
Wow, this year has been just awesome in terms of the hugest events in history, as you've seen unfold in just the 6 months since we did your show. We predicted the South Carolina church shootings, the Charlie Hebdo terror attacks in Paris, France, Germanwings jet crash exactly as it unfolded from Barcelona in the French, across to the French Alps on its way to Germany. We specifically said every single location and detail that happened in that.
Where it started and where it ended up.
The Baltimore riots, the royal babies that were born.
Yeah, we predicted actually on Sunrise Australia back in 2012, I believe, the birth of both royal babies. A boy and a girl, we said, would be born within the 3-year period to Will and Kate
and
Middleton.
George,
and that is exactly what happened, George and Charlotte. In fact, Lady Di makes mention of that in our channeling session with her, and died too young. She addresses how proud she is of those babies.
Well, I watched that show,
her grandchildren.
And I remember that specifically about the royal family, since I'm part English anyway. I remember that, and when it came true, I said, oh, my God, the twins predicted it. In fact, I have pieces of paper with your predictions written down, especially those you did on the show. And I'm looking at them, and I don't see any that don't have any. In other words, it comes true, I check it off. And I go back to the show and listen to it again. Everything is checked off.
That's
what we do.
We do that too. It's crazy. We have other friends and fans that do the same thing. They write all the predictions down and then they tick off the boxes as they happen.
But then after the first 50, they get too tired and give it up. But we keep going, and it's been over 500 have happened just this year alone.
Your show.
And a total of over 1,500 world predictions have happened that we predicted since 1997, I think. So almost 20 years of doing this publicly.
Yeah, and so it's really getting increasingly hard for skeptics to doubt and to disprove and debunk what we do, because we approach it, as you know, on the level of a science. And the empirical evidence is quite stunning when you look at the detail and the timestamp. It's all time-stamped before the event, so nobody can say you changed your blog post or whatever. That's easy to do. If you have your own blog and make predictions on your own blog, you can change it.
Or your website. If you just predict on your website or blog, many psychics do that, and then they change it later. It look like they predicted 9/11 or anything, and we don't do that. We make them on your show and other shows where we cannot change them.
Can document them as empirical evidence, and it's added up to such a level that fewer and fewer people are really disputing the work we do, and we're very proud of that. It's taken us 30 years of doing this work to get to this point where we're being more acknowledged and honored.
A few more predictions that we hit for this year was the snowpocalypse of 2015 with record-breaking blizzards worldwide. Melbourne, Australia, ISIS terror plot was thwarted. We specifically said Melbourne. The Sony mega cyber hack, which was the biggest in history by North Korea. The Ohio bomb plot on the U.S. Capitol that happened, I think, a week after we predicted it.
And that was a threat on Obama's life, too.
And the cancer cures, one cancer cure was found to be 85% effective, you guys. And the unprecedented breast cancer treatment breakthrough.
Very exciting
major HIV and AIDS advances.
HIV.
And, by the way, if people go back and listen to our show with you for, what was it, January 11th of this year, also go back and listen to the one that we did last year, because we predicted a lot of these things on last year's show, too. And if you can't find it on this year's show, go back to January 6th, 2014 show.
So those two shows were to cover this year, and it really has been exciting. We love doing these shows just because there's so much of a mission tied up with it. We actually work on it for 5 or 6 months in advance. People think we just channel the predictions, like cold, but we actually do channel for many, many months in advance of our world prediction shows.
Now, I just read an article recently about, I think it's a Skeptical Inquirer, whatever, those major skeptics that, always explain away orbs and ghostly mist, and there's not really ghosts, it's in your mind and this and that. And this guy said in the article, him and another person recently had some experiences that making him change his mind now. He's been a hardcore skeptic. No way it's true. Suddenly something happened to him. They said, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to open my mind a little bit more, because I cannot explain this. I cannot write it off as, the imagination. So
I read that. I read that article. Was that the guy with the music box that started playing? It's a fascinating article.
It went off. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Fascinating.
Great. You'll have to post that, David.
In good time. So,
fascinating.
What other shows are coming up for you? You're going to be able
to
keep
here? Before you mention that, I thought of a quote connected with what you were just talking about with the skeptics.
Yes.
Who are so rigid and almost it's almost like a fundamentalist religion that they have against looking at the evidence to prove what we do. And there's a wonderful quote by Alejandro Jodorowsky, I think that's how you pronounce it. Birds born in a cage think flying is an illness.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
That is amazing.
Well, like
it
you
says
said,
it, doesn't it?
It does. You have empirical proof, and so do I. No matter what fundamental belief system other people have, they're kind of stuck in that. And if they're not open-minded, like this gentleman said, open his mind. And, there'd be people like that. That's okay. But, I find that most skeptics, and there's nothing wrong with that, will talk about things that they have not really done a drop of research into. So, that's okay. I'm okay. It's the people that believe that we can help and show and disprove to them as well. So I'm happy.
Yes.
And you're happy, and make a lot of people happy. And
you're entitled to your own opinions, not your own facts, we say.
That's right.
And I think somebody else said that, I don't know who, but you're entitled to your own opinions, but when it comes to the facts, you can't start changing those and making them up like people have done with us for years, trying to change the facts, censor what we said, try and edit things that we said on TV or radio to make it fit their agenda.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's really important. We try to teach people and educate people about this work.
Well, we believe that skeptics are like atheists. They won't believe no matter how much proof we have given them, 1,500 world predictions, time-stamped, on tape.
Yeah.
And
it's impossible to refute.
It's like if you're an atheist, you're just not going to believe no matter how many miracles you see. Or
that's a good point, and Terry brings up a good point. John Lennon has a quote that we include in our book, Died Too Young, you guys, and it goes like this. He said, "I believe in everything until it's disproved. So I believe in fairies, the myths, dragons, it all exists. Who's to say that dreams and nightmares aren't as real as the here and now?"
Now that is a great mind, but the skeptics say,
John
I
Lennon.
don't believe in anything until it's proved. So
yeah, right. That was a brilliant mind. He was open-minded, and that's why he was such a genius with his music. And he actually did even predict his own death at one point. You'll read a little bit about that. So there's so much we can learn. If people would just open their eyes and shut their mouths.
Like shut up and dance.
Yeah.
Like that new hit song. Shut up and dance with me.
But I think now, compared to 30 years ago, now there's more of a majority of people that believe in this now and are opening their minds. So that's good. That's very good. Now, is it all right if I ask you if you are going to be on some more shows or TV?
Absolutely, David.
Oh, yes. We just taped a series of very short comedy clips with, it's for a web series with Psychic Sage, it's called, and those will start airing July 30th, so I think they're doing 4 or 5 short clips. And she flew out from New York to produce and direct this. It's really more of a comedy type of webisode.
It's sort of a humorous spin on things. We also wanted to say that we are up for a TV show with a well-known production company. Say some prayers for us. We're not sure what's going to happen,
Hold
but
the
it's
Vision.
exciting.
Hold the Vision, and it's the biggest production company in L.A. and Hollywood. So we're excited about a lot of things we're doing. We have more radio shows coming up, and we're going to be talking with Shane Dawson about doing some YouTubing
videos with him, and
that's very exciting.
He's a lot of fun and just a brilliant mind. And so I think if you guys get a chance, listen to the podcast that we did with Shane Dawson. We're getting
So that's amazing. I have some things planned also for myself. I just had things pile up so much, but I think that's a new way to do it. A lot of people don't read the morning paper as much anymore or read articles as much as they just want to get on and watch a video. And I think that's amazing. It'll do really well. In fact, what you just mentioned about the series and doing the YouTube thing, I don't think, but I know, psychic prediction, that it's going to be overwhelmingly very popular.
Oh,
and it'll open up
you.
More doors for you, and you're going to really be taking off even more. If you think you're going fast now,
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Oh, you're talking about the YouTube show. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen, really, but we appreciate that prediction because we've been, shooting fish in a barrel for so long. Something's got
a lot of dead fish.
Yeah.
That's good, but you're successful. Everybody has their ups and downs, and I don't mean about you're not doing well, you are. What I mean about is, a movie star will go to different auditions. They may have the last 10 movies, one of them they won an Oscar, then it's quiet for a while. Because maybe there's nothing available or somebody ready at that particular time, and then an opportunity comes along. Right. But you keep yourself out there, and I think that's a big part of your success. Besides doing all the good that you've done, you keep yourself out there. And, people publish books, and they advertise them. Somebody on Twitter asked me, why do I keep advertising this book? And I said, because my publisher said, if you keep yourself out there, then eventually, some people forget, and that reminds them, and maybe new people will see it, and that's one of the ways to success. Am I right about that?
Very, very true. And we have always done our own publicity and PR, and now we have some wonderful, wonderful friends like you and Lola and Chrissy and all of our wonderful Facebook and Twitter friends and LinkedIn. So shout out to everybody. We love you guys.
Thank you all so much.
You can't imagine how much you mean to us and how grateful we are, really.
So very grateful
for everything. And Lola's just been a
Lola,
lifesaver.
We adore you.
Incredible.
Wearing the protection bracelets right now. We need it.
Yes, I see all those lovely angels around you, supporting you, and your large, 20-story building full of supporting spirit around you both, always.
You always said that. You always, when we met in person here, you said, there's an office building of angels behind you. I've never seen more angels in my life. And I'm like, you saw it like a gold office building behind us. I thought, wow, that is really cool. And then you saw a couple of little mischievous spirits running around the living room right in front of us.
I sure did.
I love that.
Things change, and the radio website that we're broadcasting from, unfortunately, we're coming to an end of the show already. But
it went so fast.
It did, but it was an amazing show as always. I know thousands of people are going to be listening to this, if not more. Thank you so much for your hard work, and from my heart to yours and Sherelle's for coming here and doing this. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Likewise.
Thank you, David and Sherelle.
We love you so much.
We appreciate it, and we'll
see you in the future.
All right.
All right. Love you too. Thank you so much for being on the show.
We are live right now, and everybody, welcome to Beyond the Gate Radio. This is our special show today, Friday, July 10th, 2015 edition of Beyond the Gate Radio. I'm your host, David Baker, and our other host is Sherelle Baker. Hello, Sherelle. How you doing this wonderful day?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this special show for our special family members.
That's right. They're with us again. Today we have frequent and repeat guests on our show. You all know they're the world-famous psychic twins, Terry and Linda Jameson. And I'm not going to tell you a lot about them because most of you already know. And if you hear the show later, go to psychictwins.com. That's psychictwins.com, their only real authentic website. These two extraordinary guests are here with us today because of two reasons. One, they said they'd see us in the future, and here we are in the future. Secondly, we're going to talk about their new amazing book, Die Too Young.
She felt about that, and so we were compelled to do that at that time, tried to get a book deal, almost did get a book deal, and it fell through. And so for a while we didn't do it anymore, and then in recent years we decided to look into if other people had done this kind of channeling, and deceased celebrities had been contacted by psychic mediums in kind of a dialogue format, a question and answer format, like we were interviewing them, and we were really surprised. This is something no one really has ever done before to our knowledge. And it seemed timely that a book like this should come out now when so many of our beloved stars have passed tragically at a young age.
This is the exact right time for it to come out. And, from the book, I gathered that, some of them perhaps had lessons to learn or to teach somebody else, but some of them apparently had done what they needed to do to move on. But these people didn't have a 9-to-5 job. They were really talented,
geniuses.
Yeah, they certainly were. So who are some of the celebrities that you channeled for Die Too Young?
We felt very honored to be able to communicate.
Had a couple of other #1 bestsellers, and that's Separated at Earth and Psychic Intelligence. Those books went viral, have helped a lot of people. Now today we're going to talk about Die Too Young. And without further delay, I'm going to bring in Terry and Linda Jameson. Welcome to Beyond the Gate, ladies.
Hi guys.
Hi, David and Sherelle.
Welcome
we
to the
missed you
show.
guys.
Yes,
Thank
you
you. Happy to be here.
We missed you too.
We're all excited about the new book and everything.
Yeah, we're trancing with the stars, baby.
That's right.
You sure are, even the ones that most of us can't see. You know, I've done a lot of readings as a psychic medium, and I've done up to 4-hour readings, like with families, so I know spirit can hang out for a long time.
Oh,
I'm not a celebrity, so I don't do celebrity spirit, but you are. And, you know, all your channeling you've done over the years, your predictions and everything, and amazing readings you have done, all your years of experience with your really, truly extraordinary gift. And let me tell you, when I started reading your book, I didn't stop until it was done. I was really floored. It's
wow. Thank
beautifully
you.
well-written book. So,
thank you, David.
So you mind if I ask you, well, first, you know, your second book, Psychic Intelligence, as I mentioned before, is a world #1 bestseller.
That's right, it was.
Tell us a little bit about your new book, Die Too Young, which is also a #1 bestseller on Amazon.com right now.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, we're thrilled about it.
This is the first time we've ever had 2 #1 bestsellers at the same time, because earlier this week they both went to #1 again. We've been going viral on Shane Dawson's show. He's a YouTube star. And we actually crashed SoundCloud because it was so popular. He has 6 million followers, you know, and it was just a really deep and amazing podcast. But this book is, we're doing our Die Too Young tour 2015. It's kind of a TV and radio tour, David and Sherelle. And this is a book where we spent, many, many years. We chose 11 celebrities that we literally interviewed for this book, Die Too Young, and they all passed under mysterious or tragic circumstances, kind of haunting circumstances. You know, it may have involved drugs or murder, and people. You know, we're fans too. We're fans of these celebrities. That's why we chose them. You know, we literally spent the last 4 to 5 decades of our life developing our art, our singing, our acting, our painting, our comedy, our psychic mediumship abilities, our prophecies. And so who better to channel as a conduit, who would be a better conduit than we are, because we made a living doing all the same work that these celebrities did. You know, Michael Jackson, Natalie Wood, Whitney
Robin Williams.
And,
interesting, right, Terry? Interesting, we actually did start this book back in the early 90s when the Nicole Brown Simpson and O.J. case was on trial, and we were channeling the spirit of Nicole Brown Simpson, and we channeled like 25, 30 pages from her about what really happened and who killed her and how. And what